the courage to slow down in a fast world. I always think, and I probably mentioned this before, that to be able to rest and relax and slow down and to just be is a really amazing aspect that we can give ourselves that I think so many of us have a really hard time with doing because of guilt and shame that has somehow become synonymous with rest. Welcome back to another episode in the last of the depression series. This is Permission and Rest, redefining productivity, rest as resistance, choosing rest as an act of strength and self respect. So, we live in a culture that glorifies exhaustion, and I think the United States is one of those countries that does this. So people brag about being busy, measure worth by productivity, and treat rest like a luxury you have to earn. And here's the truth: rest is a form of resistance. When you choose to slow down in a world that's constantly shouting more, you're saying, my well being matters more than my output. And I think, let's be honest with that, our output will increase if we get enough rest, like sleep, relaxation, proper nutrition, and just time to like hang out with people and not think about all the things that we have to do, so our mental load, and just be in the present. So in this episode, we'll talk about how rest becomes a quiet rebellion, a way to reclaim your peace, your time, and your power. So the system that profits from your exhaustion. The world benefits when we stay overworked, overstimulated, and disconnected from our bodies. There's actually a lot of industries that would benefit from our exhaustion. You have the medical, you even have the nutritional system as well, because we're shoving perhaps more supplements in us or trying to buy more products that will nourish us in a fast way instead of just slowing down and really loving the process of maybe making a home cooked meal or spending time with the people we love. So you buy more, you hustle more, and you collapse more. And depression often forces what society refuses to allow, which is pause, reflection, and stillness. By resting intentionally, you interrupt the system that tells you doing more equals being better. And of course, how much of that do we actually learn in our childhood? So here's a reframe for us: rest is not giving up, it's stepping out of the cycle that drains me. So rest as a radical boundary. Every time you choose rest, you're setting a boundary with the world. You're saying no to burnout, no to guilt-based productivity, no to constant self-comparison. Rest becomes a declaration that says, I am not a machine. It's an act of self-trust, believing that things will still move forward even when you slow down. And trust is a hard thing, especially if we go back to our own childhoods. And is there fear around financial stability? Right? Is there fear around, not fear, but always getting praised for being more and doing more and really being self-sufficient so your parents didn't have to worry about you? I think there is something to look at in how rest evolved around aspects of our childhood. So here's a gentle reminder: rest protects what I love, not what I fear. So ways to practice rest as resistance. So you don't have to escape to a cabin in the woods to resist. Just start small. Take an unproductive nap. Say no to something that drains you. Spend an hour offline. Sit in silence without explaining yourself. Rest becomes powerful when it's chosen with intention, not when it's earned through collapse. Here's an anchor thought: every pause is an act of power. So rest as a rebellion. When you rest, you're not falling behind. You're opting out of a race that was never meant for you. In the final episode of Permission and Rest, We'll explore living in balance, permission to just be, and how to carry this gentler, grounded approach into everyday life. Here's some journal prompts for you. Where in my life am I overextending myself to meet external expectations? How can saying no become an act of rest and self-respect? Write a statement of power. When I rest, I am resisting what? So for now, remind yourself, my worth is not measured in exhaustion. You're not lazy. You're reclaiming your energy, your peace, and your humanity. So here we are to the comment section. Comment on anything you like with this video, anything on permission and rest, depression as a whole, or any other intense emotion that you may be feeling. And anything win too. So if you have a win that has happened, tell us about it. I'm sure there's lots of people out there, including myself, that would love to cheer you on. And if you're having a hard go, maybe in this season of your life, also comment about that, because love to cheer you on to keep going through this season, because seasons do end and new ones begin. So if you're having a hard time knowing what to comment on, here's a question for you. When and where in your life can you say no, or can you reduce your productivity in that area? So if this video resonated with you, take a deep breath before you go. Let what you heard settle in. Know that you are not alone on this journey, and you do not have to do it all at once. If you're feeling it, like this video so more people can find it. Share it with somebody who may benefit from it. Subscribe for new content of every day, of every week. And remember, here it's all about tiny steps, real talk, and honest healing. And I've created some journals and children's books to go hand in hand with these videos. Really, they're just all about increasing healthier behaviors, decreasing unhealthy behaviors, and maybe just becoming aware of some things that we weren't really aware of, so that we can start making the changes we need to make in our lives. Otherwise, I'd like to thank you for taking your time to listen to this video, and I hope you have a great day.